It's remarkable. It really is when you think about it.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T-Roy. I'll let you in on what's going on here. We had guests in, a week ago?
Yeah, last week sometime.
And so this is the second or third time this has happened where we flip on the little monitor. We got little studio monitors.
Yeah, so when they're in the studio, they can't hear everything that we do and what's on the TVs and things. So it plays out loud so you can hear it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. If you don't have headphones on, it's why we wear headphones.
You can hear our conversation, but you can't really hear any other stuff. So
yeah, so if a drop was played or if video was played on the screen,
so
we just have it really lightly in the background, and then they can hear the intro music. They can hear, whatever we play in studio that's not our voices. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I got to remember to shut that off now that they're gone. And every day for the last, week that we've started the show, Troy hits the music, and it comes hitting us out of the studio monitor, and we're like,
yeah, but
shit, yeah, I gotta remember to do that. I think last time it went for a month.
Oh, probably.
Or longer.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe 2 months where it was just on, and it was like,
yeah,
I got to remember to shut that off on the way out of here today.
Okay. We'll giggle at the start of every show.
Yeah, if we're giggling, that's what it's about. Anyway, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
Little jealous, I'll be honest.
Jealous?
Yeah, I had to get up early. You wouldn't have believed it. I got up at 8.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, what the fuck is this about?
Wow, yeah, that's tough.
I know you can't relate, but yeah, getting up at that ungodly hour at 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Was it even light out yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just barely, but yeah, it wasn't. I think, anyways. But I had to take my folks to the airport. They are off to California, and it just yeah. That's your toy over there, Cease. Total pros here. That's what we do.
Absolutely. So the folks are off to Cali.
They're off to California today, and as I helped them as much as I could, anyways, with a shit back, load luggage after luggage and golf clubs and all that, and they're off. And so I'm a little jealous. It's freezing out. I'm jealous of you and your beautiful gray flannel today.
Yeah. Today was actually kind of nice. Wasn't too bad.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I've been freezing all day. And I don't know. There's something with the heat fluctuation in this house that's always been a problem, but it seems like it's worse now.
Because the back door is always open.
No, I've been closing it even when she goes out there.
All right.
I have been.
That's good, yeah.
There's a couple times I haven't, but usually that's what I've been doing, especially today when I got home. And
you got me one morning. You at some point let her out and left it open.
It was on a Saturday, I believe.
I got up the next morning, came down, and it was 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Every step coming down the stairs got dropped 10 degrees. I'm like,
you know what? I was so tired. I was just like, you're going out. You let yourself in and out, sweet pea. I'm not doing this. I'm going right back to bed. It was early in the morning. She had to go potty, and I wasn't going to wait for her, and I was too cold, and I was just like, ugh, I'll just leave the door cracked. Big mistake.
That will happen.
Big mistake. Hey, I wanted to announce something right now, and I don't want people to fast forward. I know when you hear us talking,
breaking news,
going into a commercial read, or hey, radiofor1.com. I know a lot of you have heard it, and so it's easy to breeze over. But there's an update today, so it's very important as I give our plug for radiofor1.com.
What's new?
Well, new merch is up and available now today. We have a new merch group, and so behind the scenes we've been trying to get this all worked out. So there's women's sweatshirts, a couple really cool ones, men's sweatshirts. There's a full zip hoodie. There's a Nike hoodie in there that's a little more expensive. There's flex fit hats and trucker hats, beanies. I was thinking almost exclusively about the Woke Bay. Woke Bay's old TDC, beanie is worn out, holes in it. He's literally worn it every day for years. And so you can see there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Anything you're interested in, if you order by this Friday, they guarantee delivery before Christmas. I know that doesn't give you a ton of time. Most of you won't hear this show until tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
That's still plenty of time.
So it gives you a couple days anyways to fit, and the prices are really good too.
Yeah.
$12 for a beanie.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't beat that. Get a couple of them.
I mean, that one's a North Face.
Yeah, for $25.
Yep. Sure, but that's still, it's North Face. It's nice.
I love that. I need to get one of those. I love those with the like the hockey jersey style with the tie strings, whatever.
This one's Nike.
That's the Nike one. $70, but it's a Nike Club fleece sleeve swoosh, full zip hoodie.
Yeah.
Those are the chick ones far left.
Right. Accentuate the curves. Look at
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Tuck
It's
it
good.
in there.
Got room for titties in there.
Show them hips.
Yep, got room for hips in there.
Dig it.
That's the men's. They look great. This is live, and hopefully, if you've got a TDC fan on your list, or if you're just a fan yourself, you know, we've been talking about hats and beanies, and we'll add more stuff. Believe it or not, we will. It's just we really wanted to get this up and available before Christmas, so that people that wanted to order this stuff for your loved one.
And where could I find this awesome merchandise?
radiofor1.com. Scroll down, you'll find it. You can't miss it. It's just merchandise. If you click on one of those pictures, it'll open up that thing. But if you click on just merchandise, it'll open up all of it.
Okay,
So
there you go.
it's all available
The
there.
merch tag.
Yeah, yeah. So I think this is going to be a good fit. Nick Antonucci's been on this for us, and Nick's great. So he's been in charge of McCarty's stuff for a few years now, and I love the merch that Mac has put out there.
Yeah,
you know, really good stuff. So what? What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
What?
It's nothing.
Are you laughing because he's a black guy?
What? No, oh my God.
Yes, you are.
No,
You're
I'm
laughing
not.
because it's a
That's
black
not-
model.
No, I am not.
T.
I am not.
Shame
at
on
all.
you.
No.
I'm the racist one,
I'm
not you.
I'm just, you know.
Hell yeah, we got a brother doing our fucking modeling. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that, bro.
Yeah, it's good looking. There's the Nike.
Oh, are there different colors? It said black.
I thought it was.
Were they talking
That's how you change the models.
I was just going to say.
You
beat me to the punchline,
AI.
T.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're
there,
good.
There was white, brown, yellow.
Red. Is there a drop down there?
Yes.
Or is it just black?
No, black, charcoal,
Dark heather.
darkness.
White.
No, dark heather.
Yeah.
Yeah, and white.
Okay. Great.
And it comes in
Right
cracker.
there. Yeah, it comes in cracker, comes in black man, extra charcoal black man,
you go.
dark black man.
All right, I feel like our stuff's got a little more street cred now.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
right.
I'm excited about that. That's really exciting for me and for you to have that in there. I know
Definitely.
people want that stuff. And so they said as long as people place their orders by this Friday,
Which is
I don't know.
okay.
Today is Today is
6th.
Tuesday the 6th.
Yep, 7th, 8th, 9th.
Okay, you got till the 9th.
All right.
So, yeah, you can buy the merch there, though. All the stuff is available. The Amazon link, Amazon Canada, MyPillow. Use promo code TDC. It's been nice to see a little uptick in TDC, people using the TDC code on MyPillow.
Excellent.
Appreciate that. That's always good. Groupon is there. And most importantly, you can link to our Patreon page. I know I'd promised that we were going to do more member content, exclusive content over the weekend. And then it appeared briefly like we didn't do that. But we in fact did do that. I just didn't load it.
There was a glitch
right
in the
away.
matrix.
Nah, it was just like
I tried to cover for you.
No, you can't. No, I want to be as transparent as possible. You know how this administration aims to be transparent.
Transparency
That's
is key.
It's key. So, but I was like, you know what? This is for the most part pretty evergreen stuff that isn't time sensitive. So I threw it over to Ryan today, and that should be.
Except the masses are clamoring for it.
Yeah.
That makes it time sensitive.
Yeah. Well, I've got some goals about getting member content out there that I aim to achieve before I go out of town. So we'll see if I
Excellent.
can pull that off. But,
All right.
yeah, I'm going to need your help, though.
I would think so. Yeah.
Greatly appreciate your help.
A little overtime coming for T.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
no place I'd rather be.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Thank you, buddy. Anyway, should we get to what's going on in the world? I mean, I could sit here and talk about how fucking cold I am all day long.
Yeah, I was thinking we could talk more about that sweet merch.
Yeah, you want to talk more about the sweet merch?
Yeah, it's dope.
Oh, God. This is
What's going on in the world today?
Well, I got good news about my Niners, but nobody cares about that.
No, we won't go down that rabbit hole.
So I'll ignore that. Jimmy G might not be lost for the season. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Lord St. Anthony Fauci in the news gave his deposition. We talked about briefly.
3 hours of nonsense.
Yeah,
3 hours of
exactly.
3 hours of not remembering.
He put on a clinic they're saying. November 23rd is when they did that deposition. So that would have been 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
For a lawsuit brought by the attorneys general for Louisiana and Missouri. Over the course of 7 hours, Fauci praised the regime in China for its COVID response. Yeah, it looks like they're killing it in China.
Yeah.
The fuck is he talking about?
Yeah. You know it's bad when the left starts calling those draconian lockdowns.
Yeah.
When they start using
Can you
those
imagine what would happen if they tried to pull that here? If they tried to literally lock people in their apartments.
I mean, they tried a little bit.
I mean,
they started to.
People starved to death in China,
Yeah.
being locked away in some tiny apartment, you know,
Yeah, they couldn't
where it was
do
like,
anything.
no, you're not the road out. And it's like, fuck. They didn't have food stocked up. They
Nope.
didn't, and it was just
Couldn't
like, man,
prepare
too
for it.
bad. You're just going to fucking starve to death.
Yeah, they're finally starting to ease up. They've had protests, all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But
And the big story, too, was how Twitter disabled
their numbers were supposedly very low. Now, I don't know how much I trust the numbers coming out of there. But
who knows? I wouldn't trust them.
no, definitely not. But their numbers seem to be very low. But now there seems to be an uptick
Oh, really?
in their cases, too.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I don't care about numbers of cases. I never
course not.
have.
No.
Because it's not a death sentence. We know that now. So,
Yeah.
okay, what are your death numbers?
Oh, good. Speaking of which, good news. You know the flu's back.
Oh.
Yeah, this is all of a
Nice.
sudden this is the worst flu season ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the worst on record.
Yeah, great. Should we
I
lock down
I
again?
thought we got rid of it 2 years ago. Weren't there like 7 cases?
Yeah, right. Well, when everyone was locked away.
No, when everybody had COVID, but nobody had the flu.
Right.
Did the flu
Makes
just
total
go away
sense.
this year?
So ridiculous.
break.
So he praised the regime in China for its COVID response, and basically that's someone in charge of making decisions praising somewhere where the people in charge making decisions aren't allowed to get any pushback from its citizens. Right? That's what you get in China, where it's like, no. You don't get. We decide what's best for the 1.5 billion people in this country, and you will take that and like it.
Yeah.
And so Anthony Fauci, the likes of Anthony Fauci, would love that, to have supreme ruling as a
Grand Führer.
dictator. Yeah, the Grand Führer. He'd love that title and role. So he admonished a court reporter for not wearing a useless mask, invoked some variation of, I don't recall, almost 200 times.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Nearly
That's-
200 times
That's crazy.
in 7 hours.
Yep.
But here's the whopper. I'm vaguely familiar with the fact that EcoHealth Alliance has been doing research on trying to understand the bat coronavirus emergence, he told lawyers, alleging the feds colluded with social media to chill debate about COVID policies. So St. Fauci the fact that he could make that statement with a straight face is a testament to his pathological aversion to the truth. EcoHealth Alliance is the federal grant-grubbing nonprofit run by Fauci's longtime buddy, Peter Daszak. The National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Diseases, the NIH, gave EcoHealth Alliance a $600,000 grant that wound up funding illegal gain-of-function experiments with bat coronaviruses at a lab in Wuhan, China. Fauci's been asked about this by Senator Rand Paul. We've seen all those videos.
yeah.
They're great.
Fantastic.
He's denied that the experiments, which involved infecting humanized mice with a genetically altered version of the coronavirus, amounted to gain-of-function research. He has to, because given most people with IQs above room temperature now believe COVID escaped the lab, it starts to look like Fauci picked up the tab for a virus that has killed more than 6.5 million people so far.
Well, did they change the definition of gain of function?
Yes, that's a
Right.
great point. I didn't even think about
exactly.
that one.
Well, it was technically, but not anymore.
No.
It's not gain of function anymore because now this is gain of function.
Where are them goalposts going? Hold on. Where do those goalposts keep going?
That's one of that one's special to me. That you
yeah.
change the definition
Yeah.
of gain of function.
All the change definitions are
I know.
in their own right
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah,
special.
that one's just-
But
that one
that's a
sticks
unique
out.
stupidity one.
That one
Yeah.
stands out. We were just clarifying. Oh, were you?
Oh, yeah, sure. While Fauci has recently begun to claim he has an open mind about COVID's origins, if we are to believe his deposition claim, he never looked into what EcoHealth Alliance was doing at his lab. His vague familiarity would be believable if he were an ordinary Anthony who relied on the Beltway's local rag or social media for info. The legacy media is strangely incurious as to how the pandemic started until Elon Musk bought it. Twitter, that is. Twitter might have banned you for even suggesting COVID started in a lab where creepy scientists conducted illegal bat coronavirus experiments with your money. Fauci didn't lack curiosity. He was out to kill off the lab leak theory that potentially implicates him, EcoHealth, and EcoHealth Alliance from the beginning. Go back to those early days of 2020 when what we used to call coronavirus was spreading like wildfire. We knew it came from Wuhan, but Fauci desperately wanted the world to think it came from a local market, local wet market, and not the mysterious nearby lab where dangerous experiments with bat coronaviruses were taking place. Emails unearthed through FOIA show Fauci and his boss, Director Francis Collins, desperately trying to deflect attention from the lab leak theory. And it's even worse than that because their internal memos that without that FOIA shows them going back and forth and covering for themselves.
Of course.
You know, that's the real thing. But just as sure as COVID escaped the lab, the truth has escaped from the lying public health media complex. A former DASIC lieutenant, Dr. Andrew Huff, who was once VP of the EcoHealth Alliance, says in his new book that COVID-19 was genetically engineered and leaked from that facility. EcoHealth Alliance and foreign laboratories did not have the adequate control measures in place for ensuring proper biosafety, biosecurity, and risk management, ultimately resulting in the lab leak at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. I watched.
Didn't they? I mean, their first defense on this, like, it's highly unlikely that this was man-made. That this, like, that was their first.
I thought they went as far as
about
saying it couldn't have been man-made.
Maybe not. Maybe that far. Maybe not quite that far. But like,
yeah.
Okay. Well,
If you look at the language they used, it probably, in a weird way, covered their asses.
Of course.
In some branch,
But
where they could go, well, what I really meant when I said.
it's just the fact that, so if it was indeed man-made in the lab, that was under his control, this is the guy that came out and was like, it's highly unlikely that it came from a lab, that your lab. I mean, it's just so malicious, the lies and the deception. You know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't his lab. His buddy ran EcoHealth Alliance, which is where the money. Yeah. That's where the funding went.
I'm not saying he had direct necessarily oversight to it, but the fact that he basically has oversight of all of it.
Yeah.
And for him to act like, no, it's not even likely or possible that this was man-made or came from a lab.
Yeah.
When that's exactly what it was. Okay, science.
Yeah.
Real fucking credible, dude. So you're either really shitty at your job or you're just full of shit.
Well, here's how this happens. The only way Lord Fauci gets away with that is if he's got a media backing him.
There's no pushback.
100%. And anybody that questions it is crazy conspiracy theorist. Like, this is the first story I remember where you weren't allowed to question science.
Yeah.
Like that's not what science is. Science is always questioned. You always question science. You never stop questioning science. So for him to be like, no, it's settled. I'm the science and what I say goes. It's like the ego involved in those types of statements.
It's a good thing there's no conflict of interest at all.
Right. And to not call someone on that bullshit, that line of bullshit, like, no, man, you don't get to invent the science that just so happens to cover all you and your buddy's tracks and then act like we're insane for bringing it up. But these people are allowed to get away with it. It's like the deal, like giving a kid an inch that takes the mile. Like, if nobody in that press room, they're all sitting on their hands, and the crazy conspiracy guy in the White House, team, Peter Doocy, is just laughed at and mocked as a clown by everybody. Rand Paul shrugged off as a clown, an actual practicing physician. Yeah. Practiced medicine a lot more than fucking Fauci has over the last 50 years. Could say that for sure.
Yeah, it's easy to discredit him that way, especially with everything going on with him and Fauci in these hearings and shit.
He must seethe at Rand Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, they just know.
Seethe at each other. But, it was really disheartening because I would watch those back and forth. You and I would watch, we'd laugh and just be like, oh, he's just kicking his teeth in.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Fauci doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer at all. He's just fucking he's pulling a fucking Barry Sanders out there. He's just sidestepping everything.
Yeah.
And then I talked to my doctor. She was, we got into a discussion about COVID and, because I've got plenty of comorbidity type things, and she's like, yeah, can you believe this joker, Rand Paul, and what an asshole he's making of himself? I'm like, yeah.
What a moron. Yeah.
Yeah. What a total dipshit.
Yeah.
So it reminded me, that interaction with her reminded me of me texting in a group text with a number of our buddies when they were like, Kamala Harris just wiped the mat with Mike Pence in that VP fucking debate. I was like,
yeah, the headline comes out.
Holy shit.
Fauci owns
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul.
Like,
no.
Okay. Sure.
I hope at some point in time that somehow it comes out that there's a money trail between these clowns and Pfizer and Moderna and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope that something comes out that it is just as fucking filthy as I think it is.
Yeah. Well, in what respect? You mean like we learn more about their talks and discussions about getting away with murder?
That it was incentivized, that they profited off. I mean, we know the big three, the big pharma did.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the organization.
Yeah. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is you can throw that out there, and if it doesn't go along with the mainstream narrative, the people that are actually writing the news, it doesn't matter. They'll just brush it off. Do you realize the mainstream media has covered the fucking Twitter files like 0 minutes?
Yeah. Why would they?
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible.
It's just part of the process. I mean, it's the same thing every day.
But you got to know how
story here.
How foreign that would have been even 10 years ago.
Oh, right.
Like you just.
we're the laptop, the Hunter's dick pics.
Yeah.
Is just the perfect example. One of many, many, many.
Yeah, and you don't even have to go down that far down the road. To like just imagine if it was Don Jr.'s laptop, and there are thousands of pictures and videos of Don Jr. doing crack with prostitutes all night. Like, imagine what that story would be.
Sure. And again, for the record, could care less. If that's all that's on it, then it's a fucking total waste of time.
100%.
I could give a shit about
couldn't agree
the
more.
Pics, whatever the fuck. I don't care.
The only way I would care is if Biden were to give Hunter like a big gig in the administration. You go, wait a minute, this isn't 30 years ago. Yeah. These videos and pictures we're digging up. This is like 2019.
This is now.
This is now.
Yeah.
Right? Your crackhead son is still a crackhead, still fucking prostitutes.
Yeah.
And anybody with addiction issues knows you don't just wipe that all clean in a year. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
There's a mental battle that's even harder than the physical battle. Once you get through the physical shit that's involved, the mental, you don't realize how many trigger points there are out there, or how often you'd be with this group of friends or that group of friends. Like, I've had many groups of friends, and this is the crazy outlandish friends, and these are the fucking, let's just have a nice dinner with some water friends, and then everything in between.
Yeah.
And so walking that line of like, I want to hang out with my buddies, but I know there's going to be shit there that I probably shouldn't be around. Like, it's a constant mental fucking battle.
Yeah.
That Hunter is going through every day. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I don't think he makes those decisions. I think he just has cracking hookers.
Yeah.
I've made my choice.
Yeah,
I know which side I'm going to be on. No, I just care about the big guy. That's it. I want to know more. I just want to know more about the big guy.
Yeah.
That's it. I'd like to actually know what's in those emails, that kind of stuff. Really.
Yeah.
Really.
You don't even need to know. I mean, Tony Bobolinsky already told us. Basically he was the chairman. He was the unofficial chairman. We all knew. And Tony Bobolinsky was, Hunter's business partner. Yeah. And he's on all those email threads. So I mean, it's pretty obvious, but to not have that covered at all, and it leads to the video I have here, Jean-Pierre, Karine Jean-Pierre, KJP, is that what you call her?
And not to be confused with KBJ.
Right.
Yes. Exactly.
She responded to the Twitter files during yesterday's press briefing.
Okay.
And that's literally all I highlighted from the story. I have a little video here.
All right, let's check it out.
We can watch. Remember, before you jump to conclusions about anything, I want to be very, very clear with the audience and UT, so we're on the same page. She is a lesbian woman of color. Okay.
Yeah, very, very well noted.
So I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. She's a lesbian woman of color speaking. So don't think that you can.
It says a reporter asks about the information Elon Musk released about Twitter censoring the Hunter Biden laptop story. JP.
I'll just play the
quote,
video.
Sorry.
Yeah. They're just going to requote it.
I got you.
My question was that you had said, I think 6 or so days ago, that the White House was watching closely the situation at Twitter after Elon Musk's ownership of it with respect to misinformation. And because these files were released on the basis of, hack materials clause at Twitter, decisions were made to censor reporting leading up to the election. My question was, is it the White House view that these decisions were made appropriately in light of what has come out?
Which decisions? By whom?
By Twitter.
By Twitter on, okay. So, look, we see this as an interesting or a coincidence, if I may, that he would so haphazardly, Twitter would so haphazardly push this distraction. That is a full of old news, if you think about it. And at the same time, Twitter is facing very real and very serious questions about the rising volume of anger, hate, and anti-Semitism on their platform, and how they're letting it happen. And, the president said last week, more leaders need to speak out and reject this. And it's very alarming and very dangerous. But our focus right now is helping the American families. I just talked about what the president's going to be doing in Arizona, talking about the Chips and Science Act, talking about how we're bringing manufacturing jobs back here to the U.S., talking about under this administration, more than 700,000 jobs have been created.
Yeah, no, you guys are killing it. Yeah, you're killing it. So, we don't need to hear
spin. No answer.
Look, I fully understand, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Your job as a press secretary is literally the biggest liar on planet Earth. Your job is to go in there, no matter what fucked up thing your boss has done, no matter what fucked up thing your senile, demented boss said.
But you got to be better at it than that.
Dude,
that was fucking Bush League.
That is so condescending. I'm sorry. I don't even know how. Okay, Karine. You claim that this is old. First off, for the record, I think I'd still bang her.
I was going to give you the would ya.
Yeah, I think I would. Even though she wouldn't me, fine.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little more. It looks like she's keeping it together.
Thing. Yeah. When you say this is just old news, if we're being honest.
Yeah. This distraction.
Why is it old news then, Miss Jean-Pierre? Why is it old news? Why is this a distraction of old news? You know why?
It's a coincidence.
Because you never fucking addressed it the first time through, and you acted like anyone who brought it up was a liar. Mm-hmm. You said we were all conspiracy theorists when we knew that was a real story. So now the proof comes out in a tidal wave. The proof that you denied for 2 fucking years on its face came across as a tidal wave. There's no more of this conspiracy theory. Well, yeah, it's crazy white supremacy, run amok. No, that's gone. We have receipts now. So, again, we'll ask you, how do you feel about this story? You don't get to go, well, yeah, the one we blew off and brushed off with the help of all, 99.9% of the media over the last 2 years that helped us brush this away. Yeah, you no longer get to just declare that it was a conspiracy theory, and we're not talking about this old news. We want to talk about the 7,000 jobs we created last month. No, you've never addressed it. You've never acknowledged it. No one on your staff has. And as far as you've gone is to declare anybody that had questions about it were insane, ultra mega, white supremacist, crazy people.
And that's not going to change. They're never going to own it. They're just going to deny, kick the can down the road. The reality is that
it's infuriating,
it was, of course
Troy.
It is.
It's so infuriating. I can't even explain it.
The reality is that it served its purpose. It did what it had to do.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, okay, so what? Be mad at us? Na.
Yeah.
There's no repercussions.
And if the media won't cover it?
And the media's not going to cover it, what are they going to do? Sanction themselves?
Yeah.
No. It's just not. I mean, It's not going to happen. And what scares me is if and when this flips to, Republican or whatever with the houses and all that, then we're going to get bogged down with investigations and all this shit because they're going to go after COVID stuff. They're going to go, whatever, insert fucking thing here. And it's just going to get bogged down with that too. No, exactly right. Yeah. And they're going to look to impeach Biden. But, who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I don't want to keep going through this cycle.
Am I crazy to think, it was so crystal clear obvious to me that maybe Trump did do something impeachable somewhere that you could have gone down that road, whether it's taxes, I don't know.
Yep.
But what you went after him for impeachment-wise was a joke.
Yeah.
Which is why for the first time in American history, you got a 50-50 split on all of those things. For the first time ever, there was not bipartisan support in an impeachment
level.
At all. So going after Biden, I feel like there's plenty there, but at the same time, I recognize what we went through with these mockumentary trials, these kangaroo courts, where they didn't have there were no penalties they could assess on Trump.
No, it wasn't about the penalty. It was just the
try
smear.
to make it so he can't run again. Was all it is.
Because now they can always say that he was impeached. Mm-hmm. They will always be able to say that.
I have libtard friends that still say that. Oh, you mean you're twice impeached president?
Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Sure. That's like being nominated for an Academy Award but never winning it.
Right.
No, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's just not. There's not going to be any repercussion for it, and it's not going to change. It served its purpose.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep doing it. But to your point, when you say when there's no, there you go. When there are no repercussions for it, then why are they going to stop?
Yeah.
It's just going to get worse. It's deny.
I wonder if
it's like catching a guy with a dick in somebody else and then him just looking at you. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I saw you. Wasn't me.
I walked
called
into your
phone.
bedroom.
Yeah, wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Right? You were holding your driver's license. Wasn't me.
You know what it is, Troy? It's the reason gaslighting works, right? Essentially, gaslighting is just that. Wasn't me. But I saw you with my own eyes. Wasn't me.
Yeah.
You might want to check your crazy eyes because it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Gaslighting is a reference to a movie from the 40s where a woman would go to bed at night and her husband would go down and turn on the gas to the stove, to the oven. Stove, I guess. And she would come down and be like, oh my God, every night she knew she turned off the fucking gas. She knew she turned off the gas. And she'd come down and it'd be on. And it was a mental game her husband was playing with her.
Mind fuck.
Gaslighting. Mm-hmm. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not losing my mind, but you're being gaslit.
Yeah.
I know it was turned off. Fuck me. What's going on here? And you can drive yourself crazy. This is the worst form of gaslighting I've ever seen.
It is.
Yeah. Like, no, it wasn't us.
No, because it's still, even, how many times do you have to get the receipts? Do you have to have some sort of evidence, whatever, and it still doesn't make any difference?
And shame on this media. Mm-hmm. They should be appalled at their behavior. For partisan hack politics, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's this... It's Trump derangement syndrome at its worst. Like, these people feel like if they even acknowledge that Trump might have been right on something, or God forbid, this demented, senile fuck that's currently occupying the White House, that he's anything but 100% awesome, that it's somehow going to lead back to Trump being president. That's their fear. And so it's like, we can't, it'll be really interesting to see what happens, because a lot of Democrats blame the media for their role in getting Trump elected the first time by airing all of his press conferences, every stump speech. They would air both, and give equal time.
Like you're supposed to.
Yeah, right. Like you're supposed to. But they think you gave this guy wind when he got $1 billion in free advertisements is how they look at it. So it'll be really interesting to see in a year from now when it really starts ramping up for heading into 2024 and those elections. Yeah.
They'll play
hopefully
his
he's not in the mix.
At 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They'll replay his.
Or they'll just cut it into 30-second sound bites taken out of context. They're not opposed to doing that either.
Sure.
So don't think for a second that'll be fair. I don't know if they can maybe they can get away with doing that to DeSantis because they already act like he's worse.
Yeah, I think that's
Trump
really
combined.
important because I mean there was just nobody. Those primaries last year were just sad. There was nobody that was coming out of that.
Yeah.
And if it were the same situation this year, would not be good. But
who is it? The blinders, not able to see reality. I can't remember who it was. George Takei. It was some celebrity. Who the fuck was it? God.
Most of them.
Right, but was because you've got the runoff elections. Today's the 6th, right?
Yep.
So you've got the
Today was
runoff
the last day, correct?
in Georgia.
Yeah.
So,
Today was the vote.
Right.
I mean, the last day of voting.
The last day of voting. Right. And they got record turnout, by the way, in early voting. Wonder how that's going to go. But either way, I don't even give a shit. Honestly, I don't. I couldn't care less at this point. It'd be nice if, just for, conservative sake or for balance, fine, let Herschel Walker win. But honestly, Walker, who cares? To me personally, anyways.
Yeah, because it's just a matter of because the Kamala's still the tiebreaker, right? That would tie it up, and Kamala's still a tiebreaker. So
I didn't read the story, but there were many stories like, here's the top 10 reasons why this is really, really important and why it does matter. I didn't bother going into it. I'm sure there's many reasons why it does, but either way, this celebrity tweeted out something along the lines. Oh, it was the Fonz, I think. I think it was Hank Winkler.
Winkler, really?
Yeah, Winkler's dipping his toe.
Oh,
Henry,
come on.
Henry,
Hey.
go do season 4 of Barry and just stay out of this lane. But he said, hey.
Sit on it, Fonzie.
Something like the vote is today. If you, I think we can all agree that we need to elect someone who can actually put together a coherent sentence. # vote Warnock. And everyone was like, Fetterman? They're like, hello? Fetterwoman? What the fuck are you talking about, Fonzie? I mean, the idea of like, you're going to make someone.
Yeah,
like
but that one's already done. We don't have to worry about that one anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it was the Fonz dipping his toes in.
Really?
I like not knowing where celebrities sit
That
on
would
some
be
of this
nice.
stuff.
I wish I didn't know where anybody fucking sat.
I know.
That would be so nice. Hey,
Yeah.
the holidays are here, and our friends at Zotford and DealsInTheD.com have the perfect gift for you and all the loved ones on your list. Not only do they have a healthy selection of new vehicles in stock and ready to go home with you today, they also have holiday cash, making these deals the best of the year. But as Santa knows, Zot's jolly inventory won't last long, so the sooner you get there, the better your selection. And when the holidays are gone, so is once-a-year holiday cash. Or if you decide to custom order a new Ford instead of driving one home off the lot, you can lock in your holiday cash plus a $1,000 rebate and 3.9% financing. Woo! So go see Santa's little elves at Zott Ford and Holly, where they make buying, leasing simple, fun, fast, and easy, and get the gift that keeps on giving. A brand new Ford of your dreams. See details and surf their jolly inventory at DealsInTheD.com.
Very good. Hey, the Soup Administration has announced its plans to finally end the emergency declaration for. Want to guess?
COVID vaccine?
No, monkeypox.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Came and went already? No pun intended?
Yeah. The HHS announced Friday that it would not renew the emergency declaration for the monkeypox epidemic when it expires on January 31st.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, way to go, gays. Way to reel that in.
Well, I don't know that they did.
Well, I
Do you
mean,
think they altered their behavior?
I don't know.
I'd love to hear from the gay.
I haven't heard much of it. I mean, it sounded like it was going to just come over and take over everything.
Yeah. Well, we saw their
Just
noses.
oh, God.
Remember their noses?
Yeah, I think that was an extreme case, I'm going to hope.
Well,
that's the blue waffle of the
but
monkeypox.
Remember seeing like a pearl necklace stream where you could tell where the cum landed on another man's cheek and it was just like blisters?
Like fucking get sprayed with acid.
It really was like someone threw fucking acid in their face.
Yeah.
It was like you could literally see where the cum landed on the face, cheek and nose, and it was like just a nice pearl necklace across the face. Not telling anybody how to fuck.
Sure.
Like, do you, man?
Yep.
You know? But this is great news. HHS cited a continuing declining trend in total case counts as the reason it was not renewing the emergency. The news comes even as the Dementia Administration reportedly has no plans to lift the COVID emergency declaration. Well, yeah, they can't force vaxes on people.
Nope.
And they can't sell those without that. So,
Exactly.
yeah, that's...
They were hoping that was going to just, that could be for everybody, and then they really had to walk it back when they found out it was for the gays.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, straight men having sex with men also. So it's not just
Right.
gay. It's not, I shouldn't say that.
No, it's the furthest thing from a gay disease.
Right.
Didn't they say there were 3 ways to
There was,
get it?
yeah, there was 4. There was gay men that have sex with men. There was bi men that have sex with men. There were trans men that have sex with men. And then there were straight men that have sex with men.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, there's 4 ways.
Dude,
to
I
get it.
I don't know how I avoided the monkeypox.
it's fortunate for
honestly,
you.
I mean, as a straight man, I was worried about it because who knows when, as a straight man, I might find myself in a filthy asshole of another man.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to say because
Testament to your straightness.
it wasn't even something I had considered as a straight man. I didn't even know. But
Until the administration let you know that was
oh,
that
absolutely,
was the possibility.
Yeah, for sure. From the outset of the
Oh boy.
Mpox outbreak,
Okay.
the administration pulled every lever to stop the spread of the virus. Secretary Xavier Becerra said in a statement Friday announcing the decision. In August, the Department of Health and Human Services declared a public health emergency that further strengthened and accelerated the response to produce results. Given the low number of cases today, HHS does not expect that it needs to renew the emergency declaration when it ends on Jan 31, 23. Becerra said the public health officials would continue to work with state and local officials to monitor trends and encouraged at-risk individuals to get vaccinated.
Oh, that's the best thing you can do.
Yeah. I mean,
And while you're there.
While you're there, right? You might as well take advantage.
Yeah, we've got this new 2-for-1 jab.
Yeah, right? and really, it doesn't kill anyone. All it does is it gives you that, if some guy comes on your face after
Yeah.
pulling out of your asshole, you'll get that stream of, like, blisters for a week.
Yeah, you get the waffle nose.
And that, whatever that
Oh, boy.
sponge nose is, it's almost like if I just put that on my nose.
Just about.
Yeah.
That'd be
Poor
worse.
guy. So let's see. Case counts of monkeypox have steadily trended downward. So far this week, a total of 31 new cases were announced.
And this was where?
This is a 7-day rolling average. 6 in San Francisco and 1 in I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is for the country. I meant.
Yeah. 7-day rolling average of just 7. Just a single new case was reported on Sunday.
All right, listen. The one dude out there, fucking slow it down.
Yeah, quit, dude.
Just put a fucking
Pull
hat
out.
on it for 2 weeks. Let this thing go away.
Pull out, go home through the holidays,
My God.
and pick it up in the new year, pal.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just days ago, the White House backed the World Health Organization's move to rename the virus from monkeypox to Mpox.
F-pox? H-pox?
No, Mpox.
Oh,
as
okay.
in manpox.
I gotcha.
So why did they want to do that? They wanted to remove the racist stigma against Africans.
Oh.
Since the virus is endemic to Africa, I can be honest with you. We've covered monkeypox. We've had some good chuckles and laughs over the months.
Absolutely.
I have never once thought of Africa
No.
when thinking of monkeypox.
No, I literally think
literally
of
not one
a
time.
monkey.
Yeah,
Like a monkey. Like
Yeah.
a real monkey.
a real monkey.
A real monkey.
Yeah, we have monkeys here too.
Yeah. Oh,
We welcome the change, but Sarah said we must do all we can to break down barriers to public health, and reducing stigma associated with disease is one critical step in our work to end Mpox. You know another way you can work to end Mpox? Quit sticking your dick in filthy assholes.
yeah. Clean.
It's one way.
Wash your dick. Wash your.
Slap a Jimmy on it. Something, anything.
Can chicken pox be offensive to
I call
Midwesterners?
that C-pox. Yeah. It's the C-pox, I call it. I call it fucking racist.
Yeah.
We're chicksons, or,
Yeah.
we're chickens native to Mexico. I see them running around in Mexico
Those
all
are the
the time.
cockfighters. Those are the badass ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all over. That's why I said the Midwesterners. Be triggering
Yeah.
to the Midwesterners.
Yeah.
Although, wait a minute. Chicken.
Yeah.
That might be triggering as well. We're going to have to go C-pox for that one.
Why? What's triggering about chicken?
Same thing as a monkey, I guess. I mean, if you're going to just try and
It didn't say
some...
it's not called fried chicken pox.
Oh, why you got to go there? Oh, my God.
Can we call it watermelon pox? Jesus fuck's sakes.
Now that was over
All right.
the line.
Listen. That was so over the line. I would like to apologize. Mike and Troy do not. How does that
The
go?
views expressed.
Views expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of Mike and Troy. And yeah, something along those lines. So I am very, very sorry for that. I was swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
Big swing and a miss. Big whiff on my part.
Who knows?
Big whiff.
Maybe you got a chuckle out there. Who knows? We'll see.
Well, you goaded me by doing the whole chicks and pox racist thing.
I know. You went there.
And I couldn't stop myself. I saw the finish line and I had to race across it. In response to the name change, all federal public health agencies would adopt the Mpox name.
Oh, good.
Do
Good.
they really think this will work? Is this a thing that they're like, yeah, that'll do it? That'll do it. That'll fix it.
Of course not. Eventually, you know what? And eventually, everybody will just be brainwashed and people won't even know. It's just Mpox.
Okay.
And can't this just go away?
Yeah.
It's just like if you don't fucking get it or transmit it for 2 weeks, then it's gone, right?
Right.
So everybody just stand
You
down.
could do that same gig
Everybody
with
just
herpes,
stand down
though.
for 2 weeks, right?
Stand down. We could do it with herpes.
Yeah, right.
2 weeks.
Well,
Don't
no,
plug
but
any
that-
holes for 2 weeks.
No, I mean herpes. Once you get it, it stays forever, right?
Oh yeah. Wait.
No.
Is it? What is it?
I don't know which
What's
one you think.
there's another one where you stick your dick in something.
AIDS?
No, not
The AIDS. Get rid of the AIDS for 2 weeks.
Couldn't get rid of the AIDS.
Oh.
There is another one where if we just stop sticking our dick, syphilis maybe.
Probably
Might be-
gonorrhea. The
yeah, it
clap,
might be the
something
clap.
like that.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
yeah, where it's like we cannot string together 2 weeks. We just can't do it. You're a major part of the problem, T. Way more than me. I'm doing my part.
If there was a collective, like No Sex November, something like that.
Yeah.
Could do like No Nut. Everybody take the month. Well, let's do February.
Yeah, let's do February. Although I don't want to impede.
That's still enough.
I don't want to take away from what's already going on in February. We
Oh,
get
see
enough
that?
shit, you
Right.
know?
Oh, they can't fuck in their celebratory month? That's racist.
Racist is,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. So, all federal public health agencies would adopt the Mpox name in their correspondence. HHS said that changing the name of the virus would help enhance the U.S. response to Mpox by using a term that does not conjure bias or stigma and aid efforts to aid efforts to reach the most impacted communities with a term for the disease that does not act to marginalize individuals from accessing the care, resources, and support they need to protect themselves and others. Yeah, I don't think it works like that.
No.
Like
You have to go out of your way to insert this level of racial bias into things.
Right.
Like you have to just start making them up.
So if someone walks in and they've got that clear bead of monkeypox sores across their dick or their face.
Yeah, first of all, and there's a rolling 7 count of this. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, fuck those 7.
It's not even to make the news again.
I would argue they did it to themselves at this point.
Sure.
But say that's the case, and you walk into the doctor's office, you've got that fucking string of pearls across your cheek, or your nose is blown up and all that.
Yep.
And so you're supposed to feel comfortable that you're going to walk in, your doctor's not going to go, oh shit, that might be the worst case of monkeypox I've ever seen.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't want to stigma. Holy shit! Look at the monkeypox on this one.
Oh, it just doesn't make any sense.
No.
I don't understand.
And do you really give a shit?
No.
I mean, honestly.
And is the black
if
and
it's
brown
really
community,
about
are they really being disproportionately affected by the Mpox epidemic?
every string of pearls I've seen in a man's cheek has been a white man.
Yep.
Even that exploded nose thing.
Yep.
White man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not buying this. And honestly, you could ask me to give a fuck about Africa. I don't. I'm not worried about offending Africans. I mean, if that's truly what this is about, not stigmatizing, biasing Africans.
Yeah.
I've never thought of Africa until you brought up that ridiculous argument.
Yeah,
It's never crossed my
I
mind.
didn't realize that. Yeah, Africa was the only continent that had monkeys.
Right. It's like you're force feeding us racist ideas that we never had. I mean, if you want to destigmatize it, fine, get the gay community, round them up and explain, like, quit sticking your dicks in filthy assholes. And the straight community, I understand. Straight men that butt fuck other men too.
Don't forget those.
Yeah, are getting it. So as well as, I think you said, the trans communities.
Yes, trans men
That butt
straight
fuck
men, bi men, gay men, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
think
They're last on the list, I think.
The
gay men.
The gay.
Having sex with men.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, come on, dude.
Probably got to be the lowest percentage represented.
Haven't they been through enough?
Clearly.
You know? I mean, God keeps just stinging them with something awful. You know, the AIDS.
Yeah. Something about that plague or something. I don't know what they were talking about.
Yeah. Well, the AIDS one was really bad. I feel bad, you know, because you're not going to get the AIDS from sticking dicks in vagines.
Not likely.
God is like, look, I made this perfect flour. It smells delicious unless someone went and really fucked it up. You know, for the most part, it's delicious. It feels amazing. You know, it feels way better than an asshole.
And you choose. Like, here's your steak.
And if God wanted
to have hamburger helper.
Look, I would even go as far as saying this. If God was like, look, there's nothing I can do about it. There's going to be men that are attracted to men and so forth. Why wouldn't he make the men's asshole a vagine? So for the gay community, they could still be like, yep, I'm boo-fooing a guy, but it's lubed naturally. It feels amazing. Don't you think that'd be a good workaround?
I would think so, but then
Unless God's just kind of a dick and he's like, no, I'm not going to give you that luxury. You're going to have
We've
to
already
create
long
your own
established
lube.
that God hates the gays.
Well, just because some people say that doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Westboro
Baptist,
yeah. They say
God
it.
hates fags, as they
Who-
say.
Yeah, who would know better?
I love the fags.
Who would know better than the Westboro Baptist?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not buying the Westboro
No.
Baptist. Yeah, they seem a little more hate-inspired than love-inspired towards that community.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
bit of hypocrisy over there.
Yeah. We're all about Jesus and love and forgiveness, except fuck them. You know, like, it just, I don't know how they write
Love
that,
everybody, but the
But
gays.
the fucking fags, fuck them faggots. Yeah, it just doesn't work. I love the gays. I want the gays to be healthy.
Unless they got
You
the
know?
HIV or the Mpox.
Well, I can still be friends with them, but I am going out of my way to not butt fuck one of them.
All right, be careful. You're a straight man.
I'm a straight man, and God knows when the next time I'll find myself in another man's asshole.
It can
as
be
a straight
catchy
man.
like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's good to know. I'd take the Mpox, the Mpox.
Mpox. Do, 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 do.
Mpox. I want the Mpox more than the HIV.
Well, yeah, I think it's a little easier to deal with.
Yeah. Although there's a new drug out there. I saw a commercial for it over the weekend. Not offensive at all. This looks like central casting. Like, hi, we're casting today for this new AIDS drug. It takes what used to take 3 medications and 4 medications in a pill, just down to 2. So it's much easier for you. Now, can you find us 20 of the gayest looking individuals on planet Earth, please, for our commercial? And then they put them together, and it's the gayest fucking commercial I've ever seen.
Doesn't have the little actual client disclaimer on the bottom.
No. They were going for authenticity,
Yeah.
and they got the queeniest, gayest fucking people, and then have the nicest homo kiss at the end of it.
Oh, love
So
it.
when you're watching, you know, a Disney movie or a football
Sure.
game with the family, it's just...
Yeah.
I actually went to my folks. It was last weekend they were in town, so I went and watched the Michigan game over there on Saturday, and my mom made dinner. No, we went out to dinner, but this commercial comes on for this AIDS drug, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, there's a new AIDS drug. My dad's like, wait for it. Wait for it. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, just wait for it. My mom's like, Bob. He's like, I'm just telling you, wait for it. And about 18 seconds later, the gayest fucking kiss. He's
Bob,
like,
there we go.
"And there you go. Yep, the world's going to hell. What are you going to do?
He's going out there to the land of fruits and nuts.
Oh, yeah, he is.
It's
Oh,
nothing
yeah,
new to
he
Bob
is.
living out there in San
Hell
Francisco.
no, it's not. Were you going to do a read there, T?
I was going to
ahead.
say that this part of the show is sponsored by
yeah.
the Party Pub. If you want to impress everyone at your grad party, wedding reception, poker night, MMA viewing party, or for any other reason, you need to contact the Party Pub. It's a massive inflatable pub that can be set up wherever you choose. They also have all the best party games, beanbag toss, badminton, axe throwing, all kinds of shit, and giant inflatable screens and more. Call Jeff El Jefe at 586-524-6701 or visit thepartypubrentals.com and take your event to the next level. Mention TDC and you get 10% discount and 2 free games.
Excellent. Yeah, we know people that have used the Party Pub and had great success.
I think so. I don't know. There's been a couple events that we weren't invited to.
Yeah.
I've heard they were a great success, but I can't speak firsthand.
I think we should do. I know there were a couple listeners and maybe even El Jefe talking about doing some sort of event.
I was talking about doing some
or,
poker. Yeah, having a poker night, something along those lines.
Could we do something I could be involved in? Perhaps
sure, you can play poker.
No. I'd get creamed in poker against you guys. Can we do a poker night, but like half the night do euchre?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how many people play.
You won't even
Most
give me
of them,
that.
I think. I
damn
wasn't
it.
playing the thing. What are you coming at me for?
I know, but I know you when you're going to want to go straight poker.
I play some euchre.
Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
will.
Well,
Call
yeah.
Big Hog Troy's my partner.
Play some cribbage.
There you go.
Yep.
That'd be fun, though. And those,
Simon's Heart Spades.
I'm going to bring my own salsa, though, for the record.
That's a good idea.
My own mild salsa. Hey, we lost what I consider kind of a legend in comedy. Didn't know she was sick. Kirstie Alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
right.
had a run there, man. That could rival
Yeah.
just about
Yeah,
anyone's.
Cheers, and then coming off. What was the name of this?
Veronica's Closet.
Veronica's Closet.
Was
yeah.
that? I never watched that,
No.
but I know that was super popular.
Yeah.
Those are two massive shows.
Yeah, Cheers alone is, that's
Yeah.
on the Rushmore.
It totally is. And she joined that after Diane. What was her name? The chick that played Diane
No.
on Cheers. Shelley
Yeah,
Long.
it's Shelley Long.
Shelley Long.
Olive oil.
Yeah. She took over for Shelley Long's role,
Yep.
and then Woody Harrelson took over for Coach's role. And that show never missed a beat.
No.
It was so strong. The writing was so good.
It really was.
The delivery was so good. And Kirstie Alley slipped into that role and just killed it.
Mm-hmm.
The was it 3 Men and a Baby franchise?
That
Or was it the Look Who's Talking franchise?
Kirstie Alley? Oh, I'm going to go Look Who's Talking.
I think you're right.
I'm going to go Look Who's Talking for that
Was
one.
3 Men and a Baby?
That was, oh my God.
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck. Oh, was the,
It's not like a Bob Saget or something.
fuck. 3 Men and a Baby. It's the guy that disappeared from Police Academy. Fuck was his name?
Steve Guttenberg.
Yeah. And one more.
God damn it. People are yelling at
I
their
know.
devices right now.
Yeah. What the hell was it? Selleck dancing. Yeah. Dancing.
Ted
That was
Danson.
the whole point of it for the cheers.
Christ.
I know. I would like to sincerely apologize for both of us.
Yeah,
on that.
that's sorry.
Yes, the whole
Troy's,
point of it
Troy's
was
a little high right now, and I'm
the
always
Ted
a little
Danson
off.
was the whole point of that.
Yeah. So I was really interested to see what people thought, and I didn't want to go too dark, so I didn't dive into Twitter for real about this. I thought most people would just be mute, like she didn't exist, because she came out, she did Tucker Carlson, I think about COVID mandates, and I remember that was a big deal. Kirstie Alley was a Scientologist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
like a lifelong Scientologist.
I wonder if John Travolta sucked her in there.
Yeah,
Or vice versa when
maybe.
when they were on Look Who's Talking together.
Yeah. So Scientologist, but known conservative too, and then got more brash about it lately with the COVID restrictions and stuff. You get on Tucker Carlson, it's almost like a conservative wave comes over you, and you feel like you're in a safe territory to say whatever you want.
Yep.
And so a lot of them kind of go off the deep end. And I'm not faulting her. I don't know, but I know that's how most people would look at it. So it was like, how is Hollywood going to respond to Kirstie Alley dying? Well, John Travolta posted about Alley's death on Instagram. And now John's got the double whammy. He was in movies with her, successful movies.
Yeah.
And he's got the whole Scientology background. He wrote, Kirstie was one of the most special relationships I've ever had. I love you, Kirstie. I know we will see each other again. I don't know if that's on planet Xenon or whatever, Xeno.
Yeah,
He's going to see her again or what.
Perhaps we get into that whatever dimension that they get
Right.
to.
Just heard the sad news about Kirstie, that Kirstie Alley has died. Jamie Lee Curtis said she was a great comic foil. and a beautiful mama bear and in her very real life. She helped me buy onesies for my family that year, one year for Christmas. We agreed to disagree about some things, but had a mutual respect and connection. Sad news. That's a great thing to hear. You know, there's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree with someone. And I promise you,
a lost art.
That is a preemptive from Jamie Lee Curtis right there going, I didn't say I agreed with her fucking politics, right? She was conservative, and I'm a liberal douche in Hollywood. So no. Don't. I made it clear, even as I write a fucking mini obit for, don't tag me with
that disclaimer out there.
Yeah. It's kind of a pussy response, like, oh, we didn't agree on everything. I know what you're saying, Jamie Lee.
Yeah, you have to make sure that your stance is
well noted, and it was.
Like putting on your team jersey before you go up there and give your speech.
It's almost like a PR person went, hold on, before you send that Instagram, let me look that over. What would you feel comfortable? Just hear me out, Jamie. I know she was a dear friend. Would you feel comfortable just saying, at times we agreed to disagree? If we just throw that in, is that cool? She's like, fuck, yeah, I guess that's all right. Yeah. So, you know, you couldn't just leave it at, we went onesie shopping together that one year on the holidays.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, let's see. Carmen Electra. Haven't heard from her in a while. Hashtag rip to this kind, beautifully talented soul. We love you, Kirsty. Now you get into people that it's going to harm her reputation even more. Tim Allen.
Oh, no.
So he must have been in something with her.
I'm sure. Yeah, she's done enough that she was. I was on her IMDb, but I didn't catch those.
A sweet soul passes. I'm assuming he means passes or passed on. It says a sweet soul pass on in Kirstie Alley. Sad news. Bummer.
Yeah.
Sad news. Prayers for all her family. What a talented, sweet person. Actor Scott Baio tweeted, "You will be missed. Sending my heartfelt condolences to your children and other loved ones." I bet even Kirsty would go, you know what, Scott? I know how you felt about me.
I'm good.
Leave my name out of your mouth. Like, you're up there with Rick Schroeder right now, okay? Yeah. As far as like batshit Republican conservative people. So thanks, but no thanks. Yeah. Larry the Cable Guy. Kirsty was a sweetheart.
Oh, well, all right.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I've never thought of her as a comedic. What did you call her? Comedic genius?
Well, no. That was comic foil, which works in Cheers. I didn't finish her statement. She was talking about TV scream queens.
No, I was talking about you. What you called her in your intro.
Oh, I think of her as comedic. Yeah, she had the chops.
Okay.
The delivery, timing, spot on.
All right.
You know, and I think that really helps if you've got great writers and great comedians around you.
Definitely.
You wouldn't think of her on Cheers as like comedic.
I mean, first, not necessarily.
Oh, I thought she was so good.
Well,
so
she was,
strong.
of course, but I don't know. I guess I just think of her as more of an actress than a comedy actress.
Really? Because I can't think of anything she's done since Look Who's Talking.
Well, that usually means you're a shitty actress.
But there's a lot of people that bow out. Plus, Kirsty packed on some pounds.
She did. She
you
did
know
plump
what I mean?
up. Yeah.
And so there's
she ballparked it.
There's a handful of them out there. The chick who starred in Top Gun, for instance, who's like way too fat to take a role. Yeah. Something like that. Like, I get it. I'm not Hollywood hot. Yeah. Not Kelly Brock. Kelly
McGinnis?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. But she knew. My days of being the hot siren in Hollywood are so long gone.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to get back in there. Kirstie Alley, I'm not saying she did or said that, but she definitely had some weight issues.
Mm-hmm. We still need fat moms in shows.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to play it.
Yeah.
If you got the chops.
Yeah. I thought she was great in that.
I don't mean to speak. I don't have anything against her.
Sounds like you're speaking ill.
I just don't. I was never like floor.
You don't strike me as someone who sat down every Thursday night and watched Cheers.
I've seen quite a bit of Cheers. Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
You seem like more of a Cheers DVD guy than a sit-down Thursday night.
Does it matter where or how I watched it?
No, I don't know. Right, I'm grasping at straws
my
here.
repertoire is as deep as any.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a bit of Cheers. Anyway, and she was fine. I just never thought of her like, man, she's fucking hysterical.
My heart breaks for Kirsty and her family, actor Josh Gad tweeted. He continues, whether it was her brilliance in Cheers, I'm not saying Josh Gad and I are on the same page always, but,
Okay.
Josh Gad thinks of her as brilliant. I didn't call her brilliant on Cheers. I might have called her a comedic genius, but maybe going a little too far. But,
we can agree
day after her death.
We can agree to disagree.
Yeah. Whether it was her brilliance in Cheers or her magnetic performance in the Look Who's Talking franchise, her smile was always infectious, her laugh was always contagious, and her charisma was always iconic. Gina Carano. Okay, now you're getting into like, I can
Holy
only get a
shit.
job at the Daily Wire
right?
actors.
She's carrying the flag.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing Gina Carano's name tweeting out about Kirstie Alley would make other Hollywood people go, I'm not tweeting about this.
Yep, I'm just going to let that one go.
Rest in sweet peace, Kirstie Alley. As if it couldn't get worse, let's bring in Adam Carolla.
Oh, boy.
I felt lucky to know Kirstie Alley. Rest in peace, my friend. Ted Danson and Real Perlman responded.
Oh, there you go.
Famous
OGs.
libtards. Well, Ted's a super lib, Hollywood lib. I was on a plane today and did something I rarely do. I watched an old episode of Cheers. It was the episode where Tom Berenger proposes to Kirstie, who keeps saying no, even though she desperately wants to say yes. Kirstie was truly brilliant in it. Her ability to play a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown was both moving and hysterically funny. She made me laugh 30 years ago when she shot that scene. She made me laugh today just as hard. As I got off the plane, I heard that Kirstie had died. I am so sad and so grateful for all the times she made me laugh. I send my love to her children as well. As they well know, their mother had a heart of gold. I will miss her.
Wait, so
Ted Danson said, which I thought was pretty cool.
You expect me to believe that for the first time ever, he watched an episode of Cheers that happens to be one of her, iconic performances, and then steps off the plane to find out she died?
Yeah. Well,
bullshit.
You call him bullshit?
Bullshit.
So you
Fine,
don't think,
nice, touching, but bullshit.
You don't think the day Kirstie Alley died, he just happened to be watching this episode of Cheers on a plane for the first time ever? I don't know that I buy that either, too.
Absolutely not. Come on.
Here's what I'm thinking probably happened. This is probably way more likely. He got on that plane and got a text from someone, his agent, and said, by the way, I don't know if you heard, but Kirstie Alley just died. And then went, fuck, every asshole in Hollywood and around the world
as soon as I get off of this
is going to
LA
be asking me about
Right.
Kirstie Alley, and I got nothing.
Yeah.
So he's scrolling through the menu on his Delta flight.
What was a good one she was in? What was
Shit,
oh,
where was it? Not season 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let's go to season 6.
Oh, this one. This one's got Tom Berenger in it. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, I kind of remember that Tom Berenger episode. Yeah, I'll watch that. He watched the fucking episode.
Boned up on it.
And then he came out of that plane like cock of the walk, dude. Just peacocking, knowing he had the fucking perfect
Right,
answer.
Just loaded for bear. Just waiting for the first one to step up.
Who's going to ask
Ted,
first?
Hey, Ted.
Ted, any comment on Kirstie Alley's death?
What?
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 I had no idea.
Yeah, I'd love to see the video of that. She's dead?
She's gone?
She's gone. I just watched something I rarely do, by the way. I just happened to watch, and she was so moving.
Remember
and her comedic genius and ability to portray a woman breaking down.
You're going to have to give me a minute. Let me compose myself.
Say it ain't so.
That's how that went down. Period. End of story. I am with you 100%.
Oh boy, that's you set yourself up for this. Say nice things, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just the way that I just happened to, and then when I found out when I got off the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, what are the odds?
Wow, what a typical Hollywood ending to a story. You know what I mean? Like that plot line would only work in a Hollywood film. Mm-hmm. And as someone who's been acting in Hollywood films his whole
only thing
life,
they know.
That's what they know.
Right.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. I guarantee he found out during that flight.
Of course.
He found out that Kirstie Alley died and was like, God damn it.
Or he didn't even watch it.
No, I wouldn't doubt it if he's like, I've got to find a story. There's got to be something I can say that's not just like rest in peace like every other asshole. Let me have something to say. If he found out with enough time on a flight, he could have easily gone through and saw Cheers. Although, I hope he was in first class and no one else could see him, because how douchey would that? That'd be like me sitting on a plane listening to old Drew and Mike show episodes. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
You don't get to watch yourself
or have
act
somebody
and-
come out the next day and be like, bullshit, I was just watching this guy. He was watching Wakanda Forever the whole fucking time. This lying son of a bitch. Right? He was watching old, What was fucking? What was the blackface stuff?
Oh, Whoopi.
Yeah, but no. What was the old? Anyways, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, Howard Stern when he dropped the N-bomb.
No, the
8,000
actual
times?
old school one that they, the original one, like with the black face and the white mouth.
Mammy.
I was saying, but it's not Mammy.
It's not. Yeah. Minstrel shows.
Something. Yeah. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
There was an actual like movie.
That Ted did.
Not Ted. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I know. Moving on.
Okay. Well, you threw me for a loop there, T. I'll be honest with you. I feel like I'm going into goblin mode.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a real thing now. I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too. I didn't know what it was, but I think I've been in goblin mode for a long time.
You know, when I think of goblin, and
You think knob goblin, don't you?
no, I think for whatever reason, I don't even watch the Star Wars movie or the Super Spider-Man movies. Excuse me. See, that's how
Oh,
much I
the
don't
Green
know.
Goblin?
Right, which is Defoe, and I fucking hate Defoe.
Yeah, Defoe's face.
God,
is
so every
disturbing.
time I hear Goblin, I see his face.
Green
and
Goblin
it makes me want to just swing.
You know how many thousands of people are also going to see that now?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Good. If I got to see that shit, you better.
Yeah. See, I was uncomfortable with every time I see Goblin thinking Knob Goblin.
Okay.
You know, which is going down on a knob.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
Well, for the lay person out there who might not know, there's a fadie in every room.
That's true.
So the term is defined as a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations.
Well, you are in Goblin mode.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
You
I
weren't
didn't even
kidding.
know. Yeah, no, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that was a thing I was in.
No.
Like to a T. Mm-hmm. I'm in fucking goblin mode.
You are. Full knob Goblin mode.
Yeah. That topped a poll by Oxford Languages.
it did.
Yeah. It's named the Oxford Word of the Year 2022.
Word of the year.
Yeah, right? I've never heard of it. Outside of Green Goblin and Knob Goblin, I'd never heard of goblin mode.
No, they must have just made that up.
Yeah, but apparently not. Apparently not. I got to be honest with you, and this is going to sound douchey, I think, and feel free to send me your emails, walters@detroitcast.com. I don't care. I can take it. I kind of like the end of the year lists.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was thinking about it yesterday with this. And I was like,
what list?
I don't know why.
The best words of the year, the ones that we retire. Don't they retire words
Like
at the end of the year?
all of them on some level. You know what I think it is? I like having the guessing game with a co-host going, what do you think the word of the year would be? You know, and having someone go, insurrection, you know, or COVID, or whatever it might be. There's just something about tossing the ball around the room
Yeah.
that I kind of like about top 10 lists or end of year list or New Year's lists, you know, or New Year's resolutions. There's something oddly satisfying about some of that shit for me.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I'm not proud of that, but
Although usage of the term dates back to 2009 in varying definitions, it went viral in 2022
okay.
due to a tweet by user Juniper featuring a doctored headline in an interview with Julia Fox where she alleges that her then boyfriend, Kanye West's dislike of her going goblin mode was the cause of their breakup.
Okay. So she goes
so it became a
lazy,
meme.
slovenly, or greedy.
I
And
guess.
it rejects social norms or expectations.
So, yeah.
Do you know what the number 2 word of the year for 2022 was?
No.
Metaverse. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like
When you hear it,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Ugh.
go, oh god.
Yeah. I'll get rid of that one too.
Which is a hypothetical virtual reality environment in which users interact with other avatars. Third place in the poll by the Oxford Dictionary. Now this is kind of bullshit. It's word, right? Mm-hmm. Not words of the year.
Or phrase. I guess it's.
The Twitter hashtag I stand with.
No, you know why? Because they do it all one word. Because there's no spaces for the hashtags. It has to be all one word.
Oh,
I know
that's
it's
cheap.
It's a
That's-
shitty loophole.
Yeah, it's a loophole.
Yeah, it's-
so
but
you're
there's no-
bundling like I stand with Ukraine is the big one.
Yep.
I stand with Oxford. Or weren't they more Oxford
That was
Strong?
Oxford Strong, yeah. But
What are other I stand with?
whatever. Let me see how many come up. We'll find out. We're going to go hashtag I stand with. I stand with Ukraine. I stand with Maya. I stand with J.K. Rowling. I stand with Ahmed.
Okay.
I stand with PP. I stand with Johnny Depp.
Hold on. Johnny Depp makes sense
Yeah.
over his cunt ex.
I stand with Amber Heard's right there too.
Yeah, that's got way less.
I stand with
trendable
immigrants.
things.
There's
Earlier ones. Ahmed, did you say?
Yeah.
That's got to be about the kid that was
Ahmed
featured.
Arbery probably in the kid that got shot by the three hillbillies with the shotgun.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think that's Ahmed Arbery would be my guess.
Who's the one that they did the podcast about, and then he was just cleared? Wasn't he some Arabic name, Ahmed or Ahmed or
I don't
something?
know. Maybe it is.
But both of those would fit. I could be wrong about his name.
Yeah, like I said, you can just put anything on the end of it.
Yeah, for sure.
it
And
fits. Those are
Strong
just-
works too. But Boston Strong, fucking
Yeah.
Colorado Strong. Like there's been a bunch of those. Oxford Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Casper Grathwohl. What a name.
Casper Grathwohl.
Casper Grathwohl.
Wow. All right. That's
He's the
unfortunate.
president of Oxford Languages. Yes. You almost have to be
that
named
makes-
Casper Grathwohl.
Makes all the sense in the world
Yeah.
now.
Given the year we've experienced, Goblin Moan resonates with all of us. We're feeling a little overwhelmed at this point. Casper Grothwald said.
All right.
It's a relief to acknowledge that we're not always the idealized, curated selves that we're encouraged to present on our Instagram and TikTok feeds.
Hey, can I ask you another question real quick? Why weren't you mad about Goblin Mode?
I am.
In 2 words.
I was. I meant to circle back Saki in that one, and I just didn't. Yeah.
All right.
But I felt like it was a little more egregious with I stand with, I have 2 words that I absolutely love, made in America. Those are my favorite
2 words,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, those are my favorite 2 words, made in America. But as far as Goblin Mode, it's still
That one's at least got a
not
space in
right.
between there. That one's legit 2 words.
Yeah, that's a good thing you picked up on there. I wasn't putting that together. I stand with is behind the hashtag.
Yeah,
which
so-
means it's all one word. It's a relief to acknowledge we're not always blah blah blah. This has been demonstrated by the dramatic rise in platforms like BeReal, where users share images of their unedited selves, often capturing self-indulgent moments in Goblin Mode. Okay.
Oh, goody.
Merriam-Webster announced their word of the year is a word that will make sense to people listening to this show from earlier. Gaslighting.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Doesn't that seem like
makes a
that was
little
more
sense.
21
Yeah.
than 22? Seems like gaslighting took off last year.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't
psych-
even remember it taking off all that much either, too. I mean, I started hearing it more, but
In 2021, the Oxford word of the year was vax. Merriam-Webster's was vaccine.
oh, all right.
Yeah.
That seems a little more accurate.
Yeah.
A Goblin Mode. I never even heard it until they announced it with this. Is the only reason I even heard it in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm the hippest of dudes
You're pretty hip to shit.
for the most part, but it's
Yeah.
you eat, you get the groceries where you shop. So I'm not
Yeah.
on the Twitter kicking the tweets on the Instabook or anything funky
Yeah.
like that.
Sure. New York Times theater critic. What a gig that would be. He's being accused of, this is maybe up for word of the year next year. I don't know about casual racism.
Casual racism.
Yeah, just casual,
right.
just laid back racism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't racism on any level just racism? Whether it's
Well, it
overt,
was.
whether it's casual, whether it's subtle, whether it's
yeah, demonstrable. Yeah, it used to be, but goalposts move it's floating. They're floating goalposts now. So
a guy can go from like a serious racist to a what is it?
casual.
Casual racist.
Yeah.
Now you got to attack him for being a cat. Like, look, I'm way better. I used to be like a flaming racist.
Yeah,
Now I'm just a
overt
casual.
racist, and now, I used to be a brutal racist.
Yeah, I was a
to your face,
card-carrying
motherfucking
member.
racist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now I'm just a casual racist.
Yeah.
Like, take the dub and move on.
yeah. There were times I'd make watermelon jokes inappropriately, fried chicken jokes inappropriately,
Oh my God.
way not casual, like overt, as you said. like along those lines. You should be praising me for how far I've come.
Progress.
You know what? I wonder if we could identify as one of those. Like, well, some people claim that I'm an overt racist, but I really kind of identify as a casual one. I feel like I'm more of a casual racist.
Boy, that would be a great retort.
Yeah, and who are you to not honor my
Level of racism.
or chosen pronouns
Oh, yeah.
or whatever?
Respect.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but you got to respect it.
Yeah. Producers of the Broadway musical K-pop. Okay, so they've done a Broadway musical. K-pop is a sensation out of
Korea.
Hence
the
thank you.
K.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. South Korea? Korea in general? About the...
I think it's the free one.
yeah, it's not North Korea.
Yeah.
Not a lot of K-pop stars in North Korea.
It's probably not East Korea.
West Korea. Born and raised in... So, based on the Korean music genre, they've accused the New York Times of publishing a racist review that implied white supremacy. The letter, written by K-pop producers Tim Forbes and Joey Parnes, claimed astonishment at the Times' casual racism and cultural insensitivity. And I'll read the letter to you. Throughout the letter, they claimed Mr. Green, okay, his name is Jesse Green. He's a theater critic, Jesse Green.
All right.
Green's negativity towards the show was rooted in a general distaste for Korean culture and music. But in his review, he said that an off-Broadway version of the same musical in 2017 was far superior. In a response, the Times stood by the review, saying, "We saw the open letter written about the Times review of K-pop and quickly convened a discussion among editors and members of our standards department. This group was in agreement that Jesse's review was fair. More importantly, we wholly disagree with the argument that Jesse's criticism is somehow racist." One of the stars of the show, Abraham Lin, took to Instagram to express disappointment with Green's review. "When you say squinty eye, you can find better words."
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. Listening.
if you're not an Asian American that has been made fun of for their squinty eyes or slanty eyes,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from you right now. You can take a seat.
Okay, Big Eye. Wherever you say, Big Eye. Hi, my name is Brian.
By the way, it's not how critiques work, dummy. It's not how critiques work, dummy.
Exactly.
If you are not Asian American, made fun of for squinty and slanty eyes, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear from you right now. You can take a seat. No, that's not how critiques work, fuckface. Dear Mr. Solzberger and Ms. Harrington, we are the producers of the recently opened Broadway musical K-pop, and we are writing to ask that you issue an apology to the cast and creators of our show for the insensitive and frankly offensive review written by Jesse Green. To be clear, hilarious when they say "to be clear" and then are fucking the opposite of "to be clear." We respect Mr. Green's right to be critical of the show.
Right. Yep.
That should have been the end of the letter. As you were.
Exactly. And in retrospect, please ignore the first half of this letter. Thank you. Have a good day.
Let's see. What we are asking you to address is the culture insensitivity, underlying ignorance, and the distaste for K-pop as a genre. Believe it or not, asswipe, there's a lot of us that have a real severe distaste for the genre of
That's
K-pop.
painting with a broad brush. So,
yeah.
You said slanty eyes.
Well, we'll get to the slanty eyes.
All right.
Squinty eyes.
Squinty eyes.
Squinty eyes.
Oh my God! I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I took it over the top.
Christ.
Yeah.
You know, that's your racism just coming out when you least expect it.
I know. That's my casual racism.
Yeah.
On full display.
So his distaste for K-pop as a genre and what comes across as casual racism in his review, that this would be the case in the New York Times is frankly astonishing. Starting with the headline, "Too Cute." Mr. Green's choice of words to critique a work created primarily by API artists, Asian persons
Of interest?
I don't know, placed a harmful stereotype.
Asian, Filipino, or Indian?
Indigenous?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you Google AP artists while I write this? Capital AP, or they're all capitalized. Jesus Christ.
It's API, right?
API.
Yeah.
placed a harmful stereotypes and the historic infantilization of Asian people in the media, immediately devaluing and diminishing them, using squint-inducing to describe the work of a Korean lighting designer. Whatever the author's intent is that's a particularly egregious example. You ever been in the audience of a show when they
sucked?
Well, yeah, that too. When they fucking hit the spotlights,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
squint-inducing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
They looked out. Everybody was looking back at him. Oh,
Very good.
Very good.
Oh, yes, really good. Quite squint-inducing.
That's
yes.
funny.
Yeah, it's the whole turning Japanese.
Yes.
You know, I'm really turning Japanese. I'm really turning Japanese. I really think so. That's a song, and it was kind of a hit.
Yeah. It's in Jackass.
Yeah, you're right. Did you find out what API?
Application Programming Interface. That's apparently the most common one. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy said something along the lines of the bright lights were squint-inducing. I don't know what else you would say. Like, if there's a better way to say that, I don't know what it is. We've all been.
So
hit
he's
with a
talking about the
spotlight.
audience.
We've all flashed a flashlight in our eye, and it's squint-inducing.
So
we all know what
he's
that
not talking
means.
about the performers.
No.
He's talking about
The lighting from the stage was rather squint-inducing to the point of distraction, is what he meant.
Yeah.
How else would you say it? Honestly, if you can think of a way to say it besides squint-inducing, I'd love to hear it.
I mean, sure.
Blinding lights from the stage.
Yeah, but it's not the I'm floored the fact that it has nothing to do with the performers
Right.
at all.
No. Nice of the directors to automatically assume anybody that says squint or slope is absolutely shitting. It's casual, but shitting all over
And
Asians.
this is the
You
only
fucking kidding me?
casual racism in this,
So far.
right?
That was an egregious example.
I
The
see, yeah.
squint-inducing lighting.
Right. So you talk about how short they were, and
No.
okay,
So Mr. Green's view that if you don't understand Korean, you will have a harder time enjoying the show.
all right,
What an asshole.
yeah. Oh my God, you don't have any
Is-
backstory. It's
Yeah.
you know,
It's simply not borne out by the audience reaction he himself witnessed and is demonstrated in several of the comments now appended to the review. In fact, only a small fraction of the dialogue is in Korean, and the meaning is generally comprehensive in the specific context, which surely he knows. Well, surely he might not have known.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. If you don't speak Korean, you'll have a harder time enjoying this show.
there's no subtitles.
No, they're not walking around with subtitles on their belts. No. It looks like someone gave you a shit review for your shit play.
Yes, and you don't like it.
And you found any way to cherry pick words and things
Yeah.
to make it like, oh, he must hate Asians. Is it not possible that you just produced a shitty show?
It's very possible.
I mean, well, let's take that off the table. It's not possible for anybody to create a shit show.
And this is a professional
Critic.
theater critic.
Yeah.
Who probably has no prior history of any
No.
casual racism that we're aware of.
No.
It's good for the whatever rag he works for to support him and
Yeah.
not pander to this shit.
New York Times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, the New York Times would love to fucking tag anyone with a racist, you know.
Yeah, well, not their own person though.
Yeah, true. So anyway, the talking about how it would be easier to understand, like harder to understand if you don't speak Korean.
Makes total sense to me.
The comment smacks of a dog whistle. Okay.
Does it, though?
Is a Broadway show valid only if it is centered on and catering exclusively to a white English-speaking audience? I don't know, in a majority white English-speaking fucking country.
You can put on whatever play you want, but if people don't understand it and don't like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
that's on you.
And sorry, but the deal is what it is. You're in a majority white country that majority speaks English. You might want to not. How about we stop shitting all over them? We don't have anything to do with your shitty play.
Taking the Billy Eichner play from Bros or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just attack.
Just attack. Mr. Green's ignorance of and distaste for K-pop as a genre. you know what? Look, there are lots of us who don't like this as a genre. You know what else? Movie critics don't like every genre of movie. They still review them, and they try to put as their best spin on critiquing something. Like they still have to review Halloween 26. Doesn't mean they're a fan of the genre, but they still can go, hey, look, I thought Halloween 5 was their best work.
They came out and say, I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but this one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Had decent storyline,
held my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's another long line of shit. But either way.
This person clearly doesn't like masked villains, so we never got a fair shake when reviewing the new Halloween Michael Myers movie. Whatever, Jason, Michael Myers, whoever wore the mask. It's like, no, dude, there are people that are professionals in their lines of work. Just because you're a music critic doesn't mean you like every band that comes to town. It doesn't mean you love every fucking movie and genre you go to, or every play. And to think that some fucking, some hoity-toity New York Times critic isn't a fan of K-pop music, not shocking.
So some Broadway production of K-pop. The guys might be a little bitchy.
Yeah.
Huh, weird. Never saw that coming.
Yeah. Not to mention, he clearly says, this is a remake of a much better play that was done about K-pop in 2017.
True.
So he wasn't racist in 2017 when he reviewed
had the disdain for K-pop at that time.
Right.
This ignorance and disdain.
This leads to the odd and again dismissive and diminishing comment that there are only 3 instrumentalists. K-pop music is an overwhelmingly electronic music. Yeah, which is why a lot of us don't respect it. Sorry. Have a lot more respect for the kid that grew up fucking till his fingers bled learning an instrument rather than an electronic music. Sorry, it is what it is. I have more respect for that. So, yeah, he might not buy into the whole electronic music thing either. I don't know. It takes effort and talent to produce. The score is at one with the genre and brings a new sonic vocabulary to Broadway. Not to mention the person who produced it is the first ever Asian woman composer on Broadway. And yet Mr. Green offers no acknowledgement of that. Yeah, because either it's good or it's not.
Yeah, because none of that matters.
Why does it matter if she's the first Asian woman composer on Broadway? I couldn't possibly give less fucks. Couldn't possibly. You know what I went and saw on Broadway?
The bar supposed to be lower because she's a rook and a chick?
Yeah. Sorry, that's not how that works. How's that working out for your press secretary who likes pussy, is black, and is a woman? How's that working out? She killing it for you?
Seems to be.
Yeah, she's not.
You wouldn't hear anything different.
She's not, though. I went and saw a Broadway play when I was out there a few years ago. Beth and I went and saw Kinky Boots.
Yeah.
And the reason I went and saw Kinky Boots is because I couldn't get tickets to the place she wanted to go to. It was sold out for like 2 years, and I was able to get media holds and get free tickets. So we went and saw it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was great. I thought they were really talented. So if I would have had critiques about that, does that mean I'm a transphobe? Does that mean I'm against cross-dressing or drag queens?
Clearly.
Right. And for the most part, I am against a lot of those things. No, I'm just kidding. But when I went to that movie, it's all it is. Right? It's a story revolving around these kinky boots, and it's fucking... I loved it. I thought it was great. I had a great time.
It was a good production. You don't know who directed it.
No.
It doesn't matter.
And I couldn't give a fuck less who directed it, honestly.
It's irrelevant. He gave a shitty review. Sounds like they probably deserved it. They whined about it. Good for the Times to back their horse.
This is the guy who goes to the podium after the game and blames the refs for everything, is what it sounds like to me. Stop blaming the refs, dude.
Good for this guy not have to come out with some sort of apology or anything for it. Like, no, I saw it. It sucked.
It sucked.
I stand by my review.
Yeah.
If
had it blown me, and believe me, you can be blown away by a lot of things you don't think you'll be blown away by if you give it a chance.
Yeah, if you'd like me to come back out and give it another shot, I'd be more than happy to write another review.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Way to not internalize and go, God, Pam, is it possible we just directed a dud? Is it possible?
Not when you're in that circle.
No.
That's the greatest. It's all the best.
And every fucking douchebag in New York in the Broadway scene has probably been telling you, at least to your face,
it's amazing.
how amazing it is and wonderful it is.
Yeah, you just missed your mark.
Yeah. Yeah, swing
And
and a
again,
miss.
it's just
Sorry.
funny that nothing he said that doesn't even hold any weight to anything that he said.
Yeah.
is the saddest
He
part.
tried
about
to
it,
go.
which
The squint eyes was a nice swing. I saw
Yeah.
you kind of perked up a little bit, like, oh, how is he going to write this?
Yeah, yep.
How are we going to make this right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the lights.
well, I didn't really say squint eyes. The lights were squint inducing is a different phrase.
You know what
than
they
that.
might have said?
Either way, it's fine. We don't have.
No, but I think it was like squint eyes. I think.
But either
Will
way,
make
he wasn't
your
talking about
eye squint or
Yeah, he wasn't talking about the performers. He was talking about the audience when the lights shined on them. So he's talking about himself,
Right.
for that.
And he's specifically talking about the lighting in general, not
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, all Broadway plays have lights that go up in to the audience. That's common, but something about the visual, and it's probably a lot of strobe,
Yeah.
and squint inducing. I could totally see that. I'm sorry.
God forbid you take that as constructive criticism and look at your lighting situation.
better.
You know?
Yeah, right.
Fuck. Like, oh man, is it really that bad? Go out there and check. Holy shit! Yeah, wow. God, I had no idea. I've never sat on this side and watched it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's do some email.
Okay.
Cult leader. I didn't want to be that guy and bitch about not getting a sticker. Honestly, I blame myself because I didn't write to you earlier when you guys first mentioned that some people didn't get them. I figured I waited too long. However, listening a couple days ago and you mentioned it again, so I decided it must not be too late. In any case, I've been a listener since the beginning and a supporter as well. I've also received plenty of frees worth. So I did not want to be a whiner. If you find it in your heart, yeah, of course I'll mail you one.
There you go.
I've got another 2 that I'm mailing out.
Okay.
And don't worry about it. If you honestly were supposed to get a sticker
Absolutely.
because of your membership and you didn't get one, we knew there were going to be a couple. We thought we've gotten most of them.
Yeah.
But
These are going to trickle in for like 2 years. It's going to be an
I
ongoing
know.
joke.
I will send them out until we run out of stickers. How about that? I'm not ordering more stickers. We've got
Yes, there's
few
more than
right
enough.
now.
Exactly. So,
So-
if they're gone. It's
and
because
I've
you
been
all got
doubling up, sending to people. So, yeah, don't be an asshole. And I honestly, I don't think anyone listening to this show would be. They'd be cool. They
Take
know,
your stickers and
they
slap
know
them all
we
over the place.
barely scrape by as it is, so they don't take advantage of us. Don't kid yourselves. The media has been corrupt for longer than this nation has existed. It's all propaganda. Walter Cronkite was a communist. Every media tard has gotten into it specifically to control what the sheep baa at. I personally know people that only went into what they did to influence and brainwash people. All of them libtards, and that was 30 years ago. It seems like it's gotten way worse over the past 10 years.
It does seem like that. Yes.
Like way worse. I agree there's always been a liberal lean to the media. That's nothing new.
No.
There's always been a liberal bent, sort of,
Yep.
to
A slant to it.
schools.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But not. It never felt so coordinated and malicious.
It's a great way to put it. A great way to put it. I mean, and everybody's going to see it differently based on what
course.
they're reading and what
Yeah.
they're seeing. Brian Jones, original Beatle. Fred and Lamont. While listening to poem 1670 during the Christmas Story House discussion, I referred to the ARTT misinformation database and determined the following. Brian Jones, house owner. Brian Jones, original Rolling Stone. Brian Wilson, original Beach Boy. Brian Piccolo. Remember when you got me with those mashed potatoes? Your humble and obedient servant, NFL Bob. P.S. If this was a joke on your part and you knew who Brian Jones was, then your art misinformation social credit score will be adjusted upward. I just said the wrong name. It wasn't. It was.
It's
I
fine.
knew.
Yeah. Oh no! Did we fuck something up?
Yeah, right?
Oh my god! Thanks for keeping us on our toes, Bob.
That's not the one I need.
Oh no.
I guess that's good enough. We've gone long anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll kill it there.
Good enough.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'm starving. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, radiofor1.com, there's new merch available there. So hats and beanies for the winter, women's fleece and sweatshirts, men's sweatshirts, and some different designs. So just go to radiofor1.com, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the merch link. Click on it, and if you order before this coming Friday, so as of time of recording, it's Tuesday night when we're doing this show right now. So you have until Friday, and they guarantee delivery before Christmas. The 9th.
Right on.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that this is a starting series we got, basically things.
Right.
But if there's things that you want or you'd like to see, email in. Email
love to
Mike
hear from you.
at
Walters.
Detroitcast.com.
Walters with an O. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you tomorrow.